I was slow and frustrated in Pro Tools just like you until I learned these specific shortcuts that sped up my workflow and made me lightning fast. I'm gonna teach them to you right now. Let's go. Okay, so the solo tracks, you'd simply select the one you want to solo and then hold shift and press S and it'll solo it. If you want to solo multiple tracks in a row, click the first track that you want to solo in the sequence, hold shift and click the last track in that sequence that you want to solo, and then again, hold shift and click S. Mute works just like solo. If you want to mute a track, simply click it, hold shift, and then hit the letter M, and it'll mute the track. If you want to mute a series of tracks, select the first track in the series, hold shift, select the last track in the series, and then hold shift and press M. To enable input monitoring on a track, select the track, hold down shift, and press the letter I. To do that for a series of tracks, you could either press the first track and then shift click the last track, or even press a track, hold command, select another, skip to touch the ones that you want. Once you have them all selected, again, hold down shift and press the letter I. Okay, showing the clip gain line saves me a ton of time. Here's what I mean. Normally, if I want to gain stage, I do it one of two ways. Maybe I come here, search, insert a trim plugin, and then turn down this track by 6 dB. And then to repeat that, I'd simply drag this trim plugin with that 6 dB adjustment across those tracks. Or maybe you didn't even know to do that. Maybe you would have thought to simply adjust the clip gain here by turning the level down one at a time on each of these tracks. And that takes a while. You can do it that way. Hard to get repeatable results. Here's the way I get repeatable results with clip gain. First, I've got all of these tracks in a group, which is very helpful. But now, even if I didn't have them in a group, I can highlight them all, hold Control, Shift, and minus, and it will show me the clip gain line. At that point, I can just simply highlight over all of these tracks and turn them down by the exact same amount. Or if I disable the group, I could turn them down individually, one at a time like this. Even not in a group, I can highlight them, hold shift, and it'll move all of them together. It's a great shortcut. If you've watched me mix ever, you know I love volume automation, but I also love to navigate quickly through my track and duplicate sections. So this next shortcut helps me tremendously. Instead of coming over here to change from waveform to volume automation, I now simply hold Control and hit minus, and that actually toggles volume automation on and off. Crazy, ain't it? Okay, let's say I wanted to automate the wet dry amount of this Valhalla vintage verb. Typically how you do that is you'd press the automation window here, you'd click mix, add this to be a parameter that's prepared to be automated, but then in order to automate it, you'd have to come over to the display window here and actually select Valhalla vintage verb mix, and now that parameter, only then can I adjust the level for it. I've got a faster way to get that done. Let's first undo what we did, and I'll show you how I do it. You're going to first hold what I call the dunk key. Control, Option, and Command, all three, and then click the parameter you want to enable automation for. When this dialog window comes up, simply click Enable Automation. Now what that's done is it's automatically put it in there for you. But the kicker is the last piece of the command. Simply hold Control, Command, click mix one more time, and now it's made that parameter the parameter you can automate in the lane, automatically changed it for you. And it works with other plugins. You can come here and add a trim plugin, for example, and say I want to automate that. I'm just gonna dunk, Control, Option, Command, click, Enable, Control, Command, boom, now we're automating trim. Can do it for Volcano. I can come here, Control, Option, Command, Enable Automation, Control, Command. Now we are automating filter 1 frequency for Volcano. I'm going to turn this down. And we in there. Okay, this next one is a great editing hack. Suppose I want to zoom in my grid. Typically, I adjust it from a bar to a half note, to a quarter note, to an eighth note, to a 16th note, like so, how I just did. There's a faster way and a better shortcut. Instead of having to come up here and click with your mouse, if you have a full-size Mac keyboard with the numeric keypad over here in the corner, which I suggest for editing and mixing, to be able to access key commands like this, you're going to simply hold Control and Option and press minus to decrease the grid denominations and plus to increase them. So that's a bar, half, quarter, eighth, 16th, 32nd. Just that fast. Toggling. The next one's an easy one. It's zoom all tracks. It's one of my favorite key commands to just quickly orient myself on the screen. So this will not zoom an individual track by itself. Again, it zooms all tracks. You're going to hold Control and Option and then use your up and down arrows. An up arrow will increase the size of all tracks. A down arrow will decrease the size of all tracks, thus allowing you to zoom in and out track height very quickly. The last one I want to show you is zooming in and out of all waveforms and how to set them back to default. Typically, if I want to get detailed with the ghost note information in this snare, I'd have to come up here and zoom up my waveform height and then zoom it back down, hoping that I set it right back to the default setting, hopefully. Yeah, and I'm kind of guessing what is the default. And then I can shrink it lower than where it was originally. Instead of guessing, I've got key commands for you, okay? On your keyboard, to increase your waveform size, you're going to hold Option and Command and hit your right bracket. That increases or zooms in the waveforms. To zoom out or decrease the waveform size, hold Option and Command again and hit the left bracket. So that toggles them back and forth. Zooming, making them larger, zooming out, making them smaller. When I want to set them back to the default track height, I add Control. So let's hold Control, Option, Command, and hit the left bracket. That sets them back to their default track height. One more time. Increase, Option, Command, right bracket. Decrease, Option, Command, left bracket. Default track height, Control, Option, Command, left bracket. Hey fam, thanks for watching this video. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click that bell icon so you get notified the 2 to 3 times a week we go live on the Fader Culture YouTube page. But if you want exclusive access, if you're looking to grow as a musician, music director, mixing engineer, record producer, I'd love to be your mentor, your coach. I'd love to surround you around a whole bunch of other guys that are obsessed and crazy about getting better. We do that in Patreon. We go live on YouTube, but we do all kinds of exclusive training, podcasts, blogs, special guest interviews, all of that. You get not just early, but specifically exclusive access to things I don't post on YouTube that I only share with my Patreon family. I'd love for you to join us there. It's free to join. There are different tiers you can get involved in and various levels of education for you to participate in. Like I said, I'd be honored to be your coach, your mentor in this season, help you get to the next step in your journey. As always, if you have comments, maybe there's a Pro Tools shortcut I didn't cover that you want me to in the next video, please leave it in the comment section. I read and respond to every single one of them. As always, I love you guys and I'll see you on the next one.